Training and Doctrine Command on May 18, 2007, replacing the Infantry Training Brigade. Today, as part of the 198th Infantry Brigade, the 2nd Battalion, 58th Infantry Regiment continues its long history of proud service by training infantrymen to join infantry units around the world, living by the 198th Infantry Brigade motto, brave and bold. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Gentlemen, if you are not in uniform, please remove your headgear. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The infantry soldiers graduating today come from many parts of the United States. The flags of the 50 states and 8 territories displayed at the museum symbolize the broad base of our national defense. The company standing before you has conducted a turning blue ceremony because blue is the color of the infantry. This ceremony culminated with each graduating soldier receiving the coveted symbols of an infantryman: the crossed rifle insignia with blue background discs and the blue infantry cord. Turning blue signifies the rite of passage of these soldiers to carry on the finest traditions of the infantry. The infantry crossed rifles, blue discs, and blue cord mark these soldiers as qualified to be the finest soldiers in the world, United States Army infantrymen. The soldiers most responsible for the training of these infantrymen are the drill sergeants, who are carefully selected by the Department of the Army. At this time, the drill sergeant of the Cycle for Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 58th Infantry Regiment, Staff Sergeant Insko, will recite the drill sergeant creed.
The drill sergeant creed. I am a drill sergeant. I will assist each individual in their efforts to become a highly motivated, well-disciplined, physically and mentally fit soldier, capable of defeating any enemy on today's modern battlefield. I will instill pride in all I train, pride in self, in the Army, and in country. I will insist that each soldier meets and maintains the Army standards for military bearing and courtesy, consistent with the highest traditions of the U.S. Army. I will lead by example, never requiring a soldier to attempt any task that I would not do myself. But first, last, and always, I am an American soldier, sworn to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. I am a drill sergeant. This will defend.
In 2008, to commemorate the legacy of valor and sacrifice of the American infantrymen, Congress unanimously approved the creation of the 2012 Commemorative Infantry Soldier Silver Dollar. The coin program was launched on this parade ground in mid-February of 2012, with the National Infantry Museum proudly serving as the sponsor of this historic and limited edition coin. At this time, the official party will present the awards. The drill sergeant of the cycle and distinguished honor graduate will each receive the new Commemorative Infantry Soldier Silver Dollar, donated by AFLAC headquartered in Columbus, Georgia, the Army Achievement Medal, a plaque from the United States Armed Forces Association, a plaque from the Non-Commissioned Officers Association, and a plaque from Mahone Productions for outstanding performance. The drill sergeant of the cycle for Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 58th Infantry Regiment, is Staff Sergeant Adam Insko from Charlotte, North Carolina. Staff Sergeant Insko's wife, Kristen, is being presented a bouquet of flowers in recognition of her support to her husband. The Distinguished Honor Graduate for Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 58th Infantry Regiment, is Private First Class Matthew Worley from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The support cadre of the cycle will receive an Army Achievement Medal, a plaque from the Association of the United States Army, and a plaque from Mahone Productions for outstanding performance. The support cadre of the cycle for Bravo Company's 2nd Battalion, 58th Infantry Regiment is Sergeant First Class Ryan Aiello from Visalia, California. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in giving these fine soldiers a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, the Battalion Commander of 2nd Battalion, 58th Infantry Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey S. Crapo.
Good morning. Command Sergeant Major Evans, distinguished guests, friends, family of the 198th Infantry Brigade, I would like to welcome you to Fort Benning, the Maneuver Center of Excellence, and this morning's graduation ceremony. I want to take this opportunity to welcome an extraordinary group of veterans we have in attendance today. The 1st American Volunteer Group, more commonly known as the Flying Tigers. These World War II pilots and ground crews volunteered for service in the Chinese Air Force with the mission of defending China from Japanese forces. They are credited with nearly 300 enemy aircraft destroyed, and their Tiger Shark-faced fighters remain among the most recognizable of any individual combat aircraft of World War II. As of today, there are only 6 original Flying Tigers still living, and today we are glad to have 4 of those great Americans in attendance. Please join me in a round of applause for these extraordinary veterans. Today is a great day for the infantry and a great day for the United States Army. Today we add nearly 200 soldiers to the ranks of the Army, and I can tell you with the utmost certainty that these men are not the same civilian volunteers that left your home 14 weeks ago. Standing before you today are the finest soldiers the world has ever known, and we are proud to call them infantrymen. It is also with great pride that I get to welcome all of you to the greatest family in the nation, the Army family. Without your support, sacrifices, and the values you instilled in these young men, today's graduation would not have been possible. It's because of you and families just like you across the nation that our Army stands ready to defend the beliefs, freedom we hold so dearly. This nation owes you our gratitude. Standing before you today are the 1% of our nation's population who have answered the call of service. A little over 14 weeks ago, these men took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And for the past 14 weeks, these men have shed a little blood, a lot of sweat, and even a few tears, becoming the soldiers you see out on the field today, ready to uphold that oath. They have walked miles and miles across Fort Benning, completing their warrior tasks and drills. They have become proficient in the weapons of their profession, and they have had to come together as cohesive teams, and most importantly, they have embodied the Army values to stand before you as the newest defenders of our great nation and the American way of life. These sons, brothers, fathers, and uncles represent what is truly right in our country. We thank them for what they have accomplished and the good they will do on our behalf. And while others may flee in the face of tyranny and oppression, these men will not flee. And while others may run to escape the violence and chaos of the battlefield, these men will not run. For the past 237 years, these men and the men that have come before them have held the day on every battlefield around the world. They have recognized and they have become something bigger than themselves. They are the United States Army infantrymen. The final thanks goes to our drill sergeants. No one will remember my remarks today, but every man out on the field will remember his drill sergeant. They do the heavy lifting each and every day to transform civilians into infantrymen for our formations serving around the globe. They have instilled the confidence and will to win in our soldiers and have tested them for 14 weeks in order for us to call them, on this day, infantrymen. Please join me in a round of applause for our drill sergeants. And on behalf of the 198th Infantry Brigade and the entire Maneuver Center of Excellence team, good luck and Godspeed as you embark on your next Army adventure. Follow me, love of country, patriots.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Soldier's Creed is the standard for all soldiers to live by. The Soldier's Creed helps soldiers understand that despite their very diverse backgrounds, all soldiers are warriors and members of a team. We invite all soldiers, both past and present, to stand and join us as a distinguished honor graduate from Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 58th Infantry Regiment, Private First Class Werley, leads his infantry brothers in the Soldier's Creed.
The Soldier's Creed!
The Soldier's Creed!
I am an American soldier!
I am an American soldier!
I am a warrior and a member of a team!
I am a warrior and a member of a team!
I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values!
I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values!
I will always place the mission first!
I will always place the mission first!
I will never accept defeat!
I will never accept defeat!
I will never quit!
I will never quit!
I will never leave a fallen comrade!
I will never leave a fallen comrade!
I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough.
I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough.
Trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills.
Trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills.
I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself.
I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself.
I am an expert and I am a professional.
I am an expert and I am a professional.
I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the enemies of the United States of America in close combat.
I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the enemies of the United States of America in close combat.
I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life.
I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life.
I am an American soldier.
I am